Good evening, Bahamas. Coming up tonight.
Members of Parliament point out ongoing issues at the Bahamas Mortgage Corporation.
BPL consumers complain of exorbitant summer light bills. That story straight ahead.
The health minister promises that help is on the way for nurses and doctors.
Our News is brought to you by Alive.
Welcome to Our News, and thanks for joining us. I'm Kyle Joaquin. The Bahamas Mortgage Corporation is owed millions. That's according to former Mortgage Corporation Chairman Dr. Dwayne Sands, who today revealed that there is a delinquency rate of more than 40%. This as Housing Minister Amal Ferreira defended last week's controversial move to evict several homeowners from their homes. Ferreira made a case for the evictions, insisting in some cases homeowners have not made a single mortgage payment in almost 20 years. Jasmine Brown reports.
The debate at some points was quite heated as they pointed out the pressing problems faced at the Mortgage Corporation on a daily basis. Both Sands and Ferreira made their cases as parliamentarians debated a resolution for the Mortgage Corporation to obtain land on East Hill Street to set up its new headquarters. Sands, who served as Mortgage Corporation chair in the last Ingram administration, outlined the startling statistics. For starters, in 2017, the delinquency rate stood at 42%.
Just to give you an idea, in 1991, the delinquency rate was 15.75%. 1997, 29%. 2002, 33%. 2007, 25%. 2010, 41%. 2017, 42%.
Sands says as a result of those delinquent loans, the corporation has had to set up a sinking fund to defray large anticipated expenses. The deficit on that sinking fund, he says, teeters around $100 million.
The Bahamas Mortgage Corporation poses a clear and present danger to its guarantor, which is the government of the Bahamas and by extension the people of the Bahamas.
Sands' damning assessment of the financial state of the Bahamas Mortgage Corporation was backed up by Ferreira, who gave several cases of homeowners who have paid little to nothing on their mortgages for years. He highlighted some of the most egregious cases.
Another client was granted a mortgage in December 2009 for $98,888. Today, the client is past due by $86,286.87. It should be noted that the client never contributed a payment on the loan, Mr. Speaker, and when it was recommended that the client implement a salary deduction, the client refused to comply. Foreclosure proceedings started on September 2015, and the client received the eviction notice in October 2017, 2 years later. In another instance, Mr. Speaker, the client was granted a mortgage in June 2003 for $84,008. Today, the client is past due $83,872.67. Foreclosure proceedings started in December 2015, and the vacant order was granted in August 2016. The order stipulated that BMC work along with the customer. Interesting, Mr. Speaker, the client blatantly never paid a penny since then.
On Friday, eviction notices were handed out and the locks were changed on several homes in Millennium Gardens after homeowners allegedly failed to pay their mortgages for years. Ferreira labeled the BMC the most lenient lending agency in the Bahamas. However, Angliston MP Glenys Hannah Martin fired back, calling the decision a bad move that has left Bahamians living on the streets.
The same people who who criticized us for trying to save homes, what we've seen on this administration is the graphic images of people thrown on the sidewalk and locked out of their homes. That's what we've seen. This is the new mortgage relief. Hit the sidewalk.
Ferreira says at the end of the day, the BMC just wants to get bad loans off the books. Reporting for Our News, I'm Jasmine Brown.
All right, thanks, Jasmine. Well, Prime Minister Dr. Hubert Minnis has dismissed claims that political pressure forced the Bahamian Contractors Association president to resign. This as he defended the controversial appointment of political activist Omar Archer as construction contractors registrar.
And as far as Omar Archer, he's a Bahamian like everyone else. Is he not entitled to work? Is he not entitled to eat? Is he not entitled to sleep?
On the defense, the Prime Minister responding to claims made by former president of the Bahamian Contractors Association, Leonard Sands, that pressure from the political directorate pushed him to step down.
There's been no political interference in anything, not to my knowledge. Why would we interfere with anything?
Sands, who was also a candidate for the Free National Movement but withdrew his candidacy before the 2017 general election, resigned from the party. His resignation followed that of former Bahamas Power and Light chairman Donald Osborne, who also severed ties with the party. But Minnis said aside from being a candidate, Sands didn't play a major role in the party to begin with.
He is not that involved in the party, so what issues can he express? He's not an official, he's not an executive member, he's not a council member, he's not associated with any branch, no organization that I know, that I'm aware of in the party, so what's the big issue?
Though Sands and Osborne were not senior party members, political observers have opined that their recent resignations could hurt the F&M's image. However, Minnis insisted the party is fine.
I know I and the party still have the strong support. So it's not a matter of think, I know.
As the embattled Bahamas Power and Light struggles to generate enough power to satisfy its New Providence consumers are saying their bills are skyrocketing and they don't know why. Jared Hicks tells us more.
That ain't nothing new. Everybody light bill been high. You know, that's...
You've been using more electricity though.
It's not a matter of fact already using more, not the light bill is high.
As Bahamas Power and Light grapples with malfunctioning equipment and an internal row that led to the unceremonious removal of its entire board earlier this summer, several fed-up consumers say their bills have multiplied and they don't know why.
My bills used to be like $30, $40 something dollars. And July, I don't know, August, July, they went up to $80. That's double my money.
And were you using double the amount of electricity?
No, my fridge, by the electricity keep cutting off, my fridge explode. So I have no fridge.
And she's not alone. These heated customers say their power bills are up, and so is their frustration.
I've heard of cases of it where children have to step in to help to keep their, especially their mother, bill on because the father is not there in the home. And so yes, there were cases, and I've heard them said that the bills are really, really high, and it was difficult to pay.
Social media users have also made their frustrations loud and clear, referring to 4 fires at BPL facilities that took place over the span of 8 days in early September. One Facebook user, KJ Worrell, says, "So let me get this straight. We have to pay BPL extra because their things keep catching fire? How does that work?" Another Facebook user, posting in the popular Head Knowles group, asks, "Is there a number for BPL I can call to make sense of this bill?" No one answers the company's main line.
Compounding the issue is the fact that VAT was increased to 12% during the summer, notwithstanding the fact that those with light bills under $200 are exempt.
BPL officials have also stated that when the company is relying more on its Blue Hills power station for generation, consumers can expect an increase in fuel surcharge. In early August, BPL CEO Whitney Hasty revealed that 3 of the 5 generators at BPL's Clifton Pear plant were down, meaning more burden was placed on the Blue Hills power station during that time. 3 of those 4 BPL fires in September also took place at Clifton Power Station, wiping out 1 generator and damaging other infrastructure. The Prime Minister has promised to probe into the BPL saga, but has offered no information on whether that investigation has begun and who is conducting it. That does little to comfort these consumers.
My last light bill is a little over $1,100.
That's what we need. Brand new BC that uses garbage, uses the sea, uses the wind. That's what we need. Innovative things.
When contacted for comment, IRCA CEO Stephen Burrows said they consider complaints on an individual basis and he wouldn't be able to offer a general comment on the situation. Of course, some residents don't have to worry about a light bill. David Moxey says his light bill is $9,000 and he's been in darkness for years.
I have none in my office, neither in my house, because they're going to cut off all.
This is, say, 10 years ago? So what do you do now? I mean, how do you
I just live in the dark.
And you just live in the dark?
Just live in the dark.
I've never had a light bill.
In your life?
In my life. We have solar, duty free. Get yourself some solar. That's all I could say.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Jared Higgs.
All right, thanks, Jared. Well, as the Prime Minister met with physicians and nurses today, Health Minister Dr. Dwayne Sands stressed the significance of having the full weight of the Prime Minister's office in addressing their concerns. He also hit at the opposition, which has criticized his handling of the public health care crisis. Jillian Gray reports.
Yesterday, the opposition slammed the Minnis administration for ignoring the cries of nurses and doctors, as well as for the poor state of health care in the country. While today, Health Minister Dr. Dwayne Sands says the PLP should be the last people to speak, as they are partially to blame.
Child, please, okay? The last people who could open their mouth and talk about the management of PHA is this crew on the other side, who have basically committed millions, tens of millions of dollars for edifices to their egos in various communities all over the Bahamas, okay? Thereby making it very difficult to pay bills. They know what they've done. They should just sit small and shut up.
Opposition leader Philip Davis criticized the Minnis administration's priorities, claiming it should have diverted some of the funds from the purchase of the Grand Lucayan Resort to health care. In recent weeks, nurses and doctors have staged demonstrations demanding that government properly compensate them and address the many problems plaguing the public health care system. While speaking with reporters Tuesday night, Prime Minister Dr. Hubert Minnis confirmed a meeting with nurses and doctors on Wednesday.
PMH has always had challenges. It's nothing new. However, with the limited resources that they have, they still deliver the best quality health care you can find. I had my surgical procedure done. I went to PMH because I have both confidence in the institution and the physicians. Many people don't. They run to the U.S. But I am convinced that we have some of the most skilled, qualified physicians, and we offer the best possible care under the circumstances that we have.
Dr. Sands said all parties involved are committed to finding a solution to these problems.
We don't benefit from being at odds with any group of workers or professionals in the country. At the same time, it is important that everybody's views are heard and respected. And so certainly to have the support of the Prime Minister to bring resolution to this matter is appreciated.
While most of the focus has been on failing equipment, Dr. Sands said there have been numerous upgrades to the equipment and amenities at PMH. He said the hospital will soon be the envy of the region. However, it won't happen overnight.
We have ongoing renovations happening. We have training of staff that's happening. So there are improvements in the Princess Margaret Hospital and the Rand Memorial Hospital and Sandilands Rehabilitation, as well as the community clinics. We didn't get here overnight. We're not going to fix this problem overnight.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Jillian Gray.
Prime Minister Dr. Hubert Minnis giving Parliament a brief report on his recent trip to New York for the 73rd regular session of the United Nations General Assembly. The PM, who has faced heavy criticism over the size of the nearly 20-member delegation, defended the need for the large group. He also made it clear that moving forward, he would be taking a backbencher on all international trips he attends.
I am a strong believer of succession planning. It is my intention that all international meetings that I attend in the future, moving forward, be it CARICOM, Commonwealth, a member of Parliament, backbencher, will accompany me at each respective meeting. And therefore, I want the papers, the Bahamian people, Travis and all to hear that a member of Parliament accompanying me is not wasting the Bahamian people's money.
While the Prime Minister detailed and tabled an extensive list of documents that included a schedule of events, the names of everyone in the delegation, and all speeches that he gave in New York, Minnis did not reveal how much that trip cost. Dr. Minnis also insisted the trip reaped a number of economic benefits.
Mr. Speaker, I should also mention that I had the opportunity to meet the CEO of Airbnb, at which time I discussed the challenges and the problems we face with second homeowners and rental facilities, Family Islands, and throughout the Bahamas. And he's agreed that if the Bahamas were to institute any form of taxation for such facilities, Airbnb would keep a register of all facilities within the Bahamas who was applied through their organization, and they would deduct the relevant tax and have it repatriated to the Bahamas government.
Still to come on our news, tourism officials from around the region gathered to share best practices, plus how gaming operators and San Juan's Rehab Center are helping to tackle gambling addiction. Stay tuned.